Jobs. Barcodes have a large implication for the job market. One of the main uses of QR codes is in advertising, as seen here. QR codes are also becoming more and more prevalent on food items. For example, the hamburger in the right corner. In Japan, you're able to just hold your phone up to find out information on nutritional values. The barcodes seen here on the fresh produce are responsible for a 30% rise in sales. The barcode on the fish allows the consumer to instantly see where the fish has been, how old the fish is, and where it came from. A new side of the market is developing in Japan. There's an entire connected network of fishermen, allowing for more transparency so consumers can know what product they're actually getting. Clayton Christensen discusses disruptive innovation and how the first manifestation of an item is typically complicated and expensive, such as original barcodes and their reading machines. While it doesn't involve skill per se, it does require the user to have a specialized machine to read it. With the combined introduction of 2D barcodes, cell phones and applications have made this technology affordable and accessible to the mainstream public. Christensen also mentions a quote from Drucker, saying that the customer rarely buys what the company thinks they're selling him. Advertising such as this allows the company to track more directly which consumers they're reaching. Collaboration and networking. Object linking or hard linking involves creating hyperlinks in the physical world around you. Collaborative websites such as Semapedia.org work to increase these tags within the real world by creating QR code of the URL for the Wikipedia page related to the object you wish to tag. Once created, you physically print it out and put the tag onto the object. In Barry Wellman's discussion of connected lives, he gives the statistic that the average kid gets a phone between the ages of 8 and 11. With more and more digital natives coming of age, as Kevin Kelly sees it, the future is in embedding the digital world into the physical one and creating these hard links. Security. There are several security concerns associated with QR codes. Without surrounding information to tell you what the QR code is related to, or even if this information is trustworthy, you have no idea where the code might take you. Although there are readers that will show you the URL or the phone number before sending you directly there. QR codes present new ticketing options as well, but there is an argument against the safety of QR code e-tickets. Obviously, there are some inherent security risks with the availability of e-tickets altogether, for consistency. QR codes also have the ability to be digitally signed or encrypted. QR code tickets could actually provide more security because larger amounts of information can be stored, allowing someone to check both your ID and your digital information. Privacy. Barcodes can and are frequently used to identify a customer, such as a Food Line MVP card. Such systems are being adopted by many corporations as they allow them to customize their marketing strategies based on consumer demand. More specifically, it gives companies data regarding your preferences, a lot of times in relation to your age, sex, and race, which is often required to receive a rewards card. This has obvious benefits for the company and continues to be an ongoing privacy concern for many people. With the introduction of QR codes into marketing campaigns and in-store promotions with which the customer reaches a website coupon or other data through their mobile device, the company can track even more information regarding what advertising catches your eye. Once data is collected, this can be analyzed in order to produce more and more effective marketing and targeting campaigns. Depending on how you look at it, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. In the next 5,000 days of the web, Kevin Kelly declares that you have to be open about sharing your data in order to participate. In this world, you can succeed total personalization through total transparency. But the concern people have is exactly who's watching them. Futures. Deemed the next generation barcode, barcodes are certainly something that needs to be considered when regarding barcode futures. As they are currently designed, they're constructed of a lens and a built-in LED light source. The basic concept is that when you take a picture of this little light, With a camera that's out of focus, it bends the light in a way so that when you zoom in you can see matrices. Simplicity. John Maida discusses the constant onslaught of information in our current world. In his book, The Laws of Simplicity, he argues that by focusing on simplicity as the objective, we are able to keep from drowning in what he refers to as the unrelenting stream of eye candy littering our information landscape. The first law he discusses in the book is the art of reduction, and the fight between reaching the midpoint between how simple you can make an object while still keeping it complex enough to accomplish the job it's supposed to do. There are 3 steps which highlight this process in his argument. He uses the acronym SHE. The first is shrink. Maida explains that the current trend of technology is in shrinking, making an object as small as it can be made without losing too much. Because the QR code is a 2D code, information can be stored in both directions, which allows for more information to be stored in a given area. The QR code, because it has the ability to hold so much information, can then be shrunk down to a very small size. The circuit board shown in this image demonstrates a micro QR code. Micro QR code has slightly different configuration, including a singular location detection square, which allows for it to be printed even smaller, although it contains less data, a maximum of 35 numerical characters. And although it does not then have the ability to hold the same amount of data, the information it can store is relevantly significant still. The second element of reduction is hide. Maida uses the example of a computer screen giving the ultimate ability to hide complexity. The QR code demonstrates this as well, almost because it is so complex that all we can gather is an impression of a blurred image with a few defining squares, an image that turns out to be more pleasing to the eye than might be originally assumed, especially when looked at in comparison to the other 2D codes. Because it is so complex, we are completely unable to understand what information may be hidden there unless given some context clues. Even then, the full content is hidden until one decides to uncover it. The last step is what he terms embody, where the consumer must consider an object valuable despite its now shrunken size and hidden complexity. Maida expresses his opinion that while the design or technology may have slight influence, this is often a feat accomplished in large part through marketing messages, something QR codes definitely have going for them as well, despite the fact that they aren't being marketed directly as a product, but as a desired means by which other goals, aka other products, can be obtained. In this way, the perceived excellence plays a role in the QR code's success, seen so significantly in Japan and now starting to spread around the globe. Another law of simplicity Maida covers is that of time, or the perception of reduced time, something that is highlighted as a key feature of QR codes. Instead of having to stop and type a phone number in your phone, or God forbid all of someone's contact information, you can simply point your phone's camera at their business card and it will import all of the information for you. Want to go to a website? Point at code and click. Instantly, you're there without having to so much as type www on your little tiny phone keypad.